Hi everyone, welcome to this Valuecase release. Today we are shipping two new big AI features. First of all, our MCP, allowing you to use Valuecase within Claude, ChatGPT, and any agentic tool basically to use Valuecase in your AI workflows. And then second, we are also shipping connectors for our AI agent. This allows our AI agent to use external services, changing data in HubSpot, writing emails, scheduling meetings, and so on. So really looking forward to diving in and starting in Claude. However, just as a quick side note before that, we are also having a webinar on June 9th in the afternoon. You will find the link in the newsletter below this video maybe, or just ping us if you want to join. And there we will go through a ton more details with these new features. But now let's go into Claude and take a look at the MCP. All right, the first step here is to connect to the Valuecase MCP. To do that in Claude, you would hit Customize and then click on Connectors, the plus, and add a custom connector. Put in as name Valuecase and as a URL, put in our URL for the MCP. This URL is also in the integration settings in the app. We also have it on the website in the Help Center if you need it. Also, if you're using ChatGPT or a different AI client, you will find this in a slightly different place. We prepped Help Center guides for that as well. However, if yours is not covered, just reach out or search in your AI tools Help Center. Now, I want to show you a few use cases. So something I'm doing all the time is checking the status of our onboardings that we have and that we manage in Valuecase. And I built a mini skill for this, and I can just press / customer onboarding progress. It will load this skill and then do its work here. It will check all the onboardings that are in my account, and it will present me a neat little summary of what is actually going on. And it will also draft the emails for my customers to just make sure that they're keeping track of the onboarding and do their overdue tasks. So let's see how it comes out of this. It will work for a second. Pretty neat. It actually rendered a dashboard for me of my onboardings. It shows that I have 3 active ones and 1 is overdue. 1 deadline is in 4 days, so it's worth prepping. And then I have 3 in review. This is very specific to our process. That's why I have this skill, and I will show you in a second how that looks like. But this renders a very clear overview for me. And one really cool thing is you can, of course, schedule this, right? So you could have this run every morning. It will give you the summary when you wake up, and you can just choose where to act. Also, it will draft now the follow-up emails for me. So you can see here for Lego and for Siemens, where we have a due date very soon and also where we have overdue dates, it will draft the emails automatically. Now there's demo data in this account, but in your real account, Claude will also be able to figure out the first and last name and so on from the context within the space. Now let me quickly show you the skill that makes this work. I have a very simple one here, and I just created this to make it simpler for me that I don't have to always retype the same things. And it's not a best practice skill. It's kept simple, but it's the most important things in one quick glance. So this is pretty cool and works for us every day, basically, to make sure that our onboarding stay on track. Now I want to show you a second use case, which is creating spaces through Claude. Now this time I want to create a digital sales room and show you a bit the power of Claude for personalization. And I will just put this prompt here: use Valuecase to create a digital sales room for Paloa. Check Google Drive for the latest meeting transcript. Use our digital sales room template. And I send it off. Now it asks me to allow this task. I will just go ahead and allow it. Now it created the space. It has the digital sales room done, but that's not only it. It also tailored the space already. So you can see here, use case sales. This is a variable within the workspace template. And then I have situation and why Valuecase, and it pulled all this context out of the transcript and put it into the space and predefined placeholders. This enables us to automatically tailor content and make it feel very, very personalized to our lead without even touching Valuecase. Let me switch to that space and show you how it looks like. Quick switch to Valuecase. You can see that the space has been created. If I go to how we help, you can see that we had a couple of placeholders here. Especially for the executive summary, we have a situation and a why Valuecase placeholder. And Claude filled all of this out based on the transcript. So I can just go and see if I want to do any changes, but then that's really it, and I can send it out. The same goes for all my content, which has been customized through variables. So we are using content automation here, and Claude filled out that this is a sales use case lead and not an onboarding use case lead. It also, based on that, hid everything that I don't need. So all the content is already relevant. I have the right examples here, I have the right FAQs here, and I don't even have to look through this because it's all done. Now this gives you at the same time a lot of automated customization and personalization, but it gives you also maximum control over what the AI can change and can change, which is amazing if you want to have very tight control over what's going out to customers. And I can now just go here, record my video, which I usually do, and then send it out because everything is ready for me. You could even automate it more and just go into Claude, ask it to create the email for the customer to invite them and send it through Claude because it has the context and it has the space URL already. Now that was the MCP. I hope you can see how you can really automate workflows through this. May it be reporting workflows, may it be creating stuff, and using it in your agents. And we have a ton of experience with that, so let us know if you need any help setting things up, using it for scheduled tasks or so. There's really a lot of use cases for Valuecase there. Let's switch over to our agent, and I want to show you a couple new cool features there as well. So I switched over to an onboarding workspace, and here I have my iChat as always on the left. However, it got a new button, which is the connectors here. And these connectors, just like in Claude, allow you to connect our agent to external services. We have a couple of pre-built connectors here, but you can also add your custom one. So you can just click Add Custom MCP and add your custom connector. This really enables you to use the agent not only for modifying Valuecase, but also to collect data from other sources, to kind of act outside the system, which makes it a true assistant. And I want to show you this in action. So let me just go here and say, I want to move the Datadog onboarding deal in my demo pipeline to kick off complete. What is really cool here is our assistant has access to my HubSpot. So it can figure out, all right, I will need actually to go into HubSpot, find the pipeline, find this deal and move it forward. So let's see. You can see it found the deal and now it asks me to approve the changes and I can just say yes, approve it, and it will do it. Now this has been done and I can check it in the deal. However, I want to do a couple other things and let me check the onboarding plan here. So you can see I have my next due date in 5 days. And for me, I want to have this specific due date in the calendar. Add to chat, so just it knows which plan I'm talking about, just makes it a bit faster and kick it off. And now it will go into my calendar, then basically create an event, ask me if everything is fine, and I can just approve. All right, so here's the message, reminder fulfill data collection checklist. Yes, let me approve that. And just like this, it will schedule to my calendar. I can open the calendar item from here. As a final step, let me just remove this from context. Also check my meeting transcripts in G Drive, meet recordings with Datadog. Does the context change the plan? I just want to show this off as well because it is very useful if you had a meeting and you just want to tailor a few things. Of course, you can copy the transcript over, but just like this, you can pull it in very quickly and then ask our AI if any changes are needed. Since we have these features, I send out the most customized, the most tailored spaces ever in the shortest amount of time ever. This really improves the customer experience, improves the tracking for you, and just makes you more efficient at using the platform. Okay, so based on the transcript, it developed a few ideas and asked me if it just should update the plan. And this works great, especially if the template matches what has been discussed in the meeting. In this case, that's not the case at all because it is an example transcript for an example template. But for your templates and your meetings, it will give you very relevant results. And you can just ask it then to do a couple of changes for you, tailoring the space. Now, that's it for today. I showed you our new MCP, I showed you our new connectors, and this is a big launch for us. We will also have a webinar on June 9th to really guide you through all of these changes and what cool other things you can do with them. So really looking forward to seeing you there. You will find the link in the product newsletter, also on our website as well, or just ask your contact at Valuecase if you want to join. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you soon. Bye-bye.